Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Well, it's morning here for me, and I'm greeting you from the very, very top of it, from all the way from southern Belize. I'm here in Toledo, listening to the birds sing and watching the sunrise, and really wishing you were here. Well, this is a very exciting day because today is the day when we reach the last clair, the highest clair. This is a claircognizant video. Claircognizance is the goal for all psychics. We are all heading in that direction. A claircognizant will get downloads from spirit world or from the ancestors or access to the Akashic records. And it's the kind of information that does not need to pass through your physical senses. It just comes through. Claircognizance is an instant insight that needs no processing and no interpretation. And you can experience it as a nagging idea or an unrelenting thought or a persistent awareness of something with no physical evidence to it. You just know. You just know. Your psychic gift of clear knowing, of claircognizance, sits in the spiritual center of your crown chakra. It corresponds to the 7th chakra. The governing gland for this spiritual center is the pineal gland. Your pineal gland manages and directs your level or our levels of consciousness. It secretes hormones like melatonin, serotonin, and DMT. Dimethyltryptamine. DMT is a very powerful transmitter, and what it does is it enables traveling between worlds. It is also called the spirit molecule, and it's present in quite a few of the plants that we use in shamanic ceremonies. There are many other plants that do the same thing, that accomplish the same goals, but in this video, we're only going to talk about a couple of them, but the information is really, really thick, so get ready. The pineal gland is highly sensitive to bioelectric energies, and we know that meditation activates bioelectric energies. Through meditation, there is a way that you can stimulate and encourage your pineal gland to balance itself out. But it's only so far that can go, and that's why we need the plants. Anything that blocks this goal will block your gift and will block your unfolding. The blocks that show up in claircognizance could be anything from an inability to manifest material things, survival issues, food, shelter, clothing, things like that, an inability to support ourselves. And then there's a sense of being lost, as though you don't belong here. Include cynicism, lack of spiritual beliefs, lack of spiritual awareness, and lack of spiritual values, this complete detachment. And I'm going to explain why. You're going to understand why later in the video, that it's directly connected to the condition of your pineal gland. It has nothing to do with the efficacy of your gift. You can be the best psychic with the greatest reading, with the greatest track record. But if these imbalances show up and they're not addressed, what's going to happen is the gift will continue, but the psychic will sour. And that's where you see really gifted psychic claircognizance just begin to spiral down. And this is one of the things I want to talk about, and why I'm really compelled to make videos like this to address these issues. Indicators of a blocked gift include epilepsy, Alzheimer's, schizophrenia, depression, fear-based disorders, and paranoia. So you see, it's all in the head. It's all up here. The central nervous system, your nerves, your brain, all require violet light to function properly. What do we do? How do we get to the balanced state from here? Well, the first thing, we begin by examining our wardrobe. We also examine the colors in our home. We examine the colors in our environment, in our office. Maybe we have a power spot. Maybe we have a meditation room or a sanctuary. We examine the colors that we are subjecting our being to make sure that there's enough violet, that there are enough violet hues in there. And that's blue, blue, purple, lavender. All of those colors are very, very soothing and nurturing. We can consume those colors. We begin to eat more violet foods, drink more violet liquids. And it doesn't just stop at food. You also have to look at the herbs and the teas and the flowers. You could set flowers around your house that also carry that same color. Live flowers are a lot better than artificial ones. You can also include your spices. And one of the spices that comes to mind that resonates at the violet light frequency is nutmeg. Nutmeg is used as a mild sedative. In fact, we would put it in baby's milk or give it to anyone who's a little bit irritated. Just put a little nutmeg in there. Even if you put it in your coffee, it really soothes that punch in the face effect that you get from caffeine. Nutmeg is extremely powerful. It contains a compound, or actually several compounds, that work together to relax the human brain. Nutmeg promotes serotonin and melatonin in the brain. That could be one of the reasons why it relaxes the brain so much. And it's great right before you go to sleep. Plus, it resonates to the vibrational frequency of the color violet, as you can see from the flower. Lavender also vibrates to the frequency of your clairvoyant gift. It is also a sedative that promotes peace and happiness and relaxation, and also relaxes the brain. Another herb that does not get credit for having this feature and these properties is the St. John's wort. The St. John's has been poorly mislabeled. It's an excellent claircognizant plant. St. John's wort raises your melatonin levels, and it supports the pineal gland. Again, another very specific plant. Another contender is the Salvia divinorum. And this is another one of those plants that you want to have a sitter. You want someone who has experience working with this plant. The salvia enables you to journey in and have a good look at your life and all the elements of your life from the perspective of your higher self, from your wiser self. You also get to meet your ancestors. You get advice from them. They call it hallucinogenic, but you know if they're your ancestors or not. You'll recognize them. So you get to have this experience. It's very short-lived. It's about maybe a half an hour, no more than an hour. But when you come back fully equipped, because while you are in there for that half hour, an hour, meeting with your ancestors and getting information, your claircognizant sense is wide open, and the ancestors are able to download information into your psychic sense, into your mind, so that you come out fully understanding who you are, what you need to do, how things got to be the way they were, and how you can get out of the different entrapments that you are in. It's a great transformation plant. It's a shamanic plant. It's a sacred plant. There are many other metaphysical plants that do the same thing as the salvia, but the salvia is so simple, it's easily accessible, and there are a lot of knowledgeable people who know how to work with the salvia. Another plant that's little known, a lot of bad talk about this poor plant, is the Iboga. People are doing ceremonies with Ibogaine. As a plant person, I prefer to do the ceremony with the plant. And there are a lot of healers out there who are very good at working with Iboga, the plant. So check it out. Do your own research so that you can end up with the correct person. You absolutely need a sitter with this plant. You cannot do it alone. And this plant is more specific to people whose pineal gland is calcified, because we use this plant for the decalcification of the pineal gland. When your pineal gland is calcified, you are disconnected from the spirituality in your life. So that's why those symptoms exist. With a blocked clairvoyant is also a calcified pineal gland clairvoyant. So a lot of these plants address the calcification and the toxicity of the pineal gland. So the Iboga goes in there with that one mission to decalcify, repair, and restructure the energy around your pineal gland so that it can come back and function properly for you and open up your claircognizant gift. Another one that I have to mention is the ayahuasca. Now, remember the DMT that I mentioned? That your pineal gland secretes DMT all by itself. It doesn't really need plants to do it, but we just don't quite know how to encourage it to release the spirit molecule. Well, ayahuasca is one of those plants. We can go into the experience, and the ayahuasca takes you out. It shows you the world. It's a teacher plant. It tells you stories. It teaches you lessons, and it shows you things that you would otherwise not see without the help of the plant. So the ayahuasca acts by releasing DMT into your bloodstream. Even though it's got the 3 letters LSD in it, the Morning Gloriy seeds contain trace amounts of LSD. And there's a lot of information online about the dosaging, how you can prepare the seeds, what seeds to get. I would suggest that you pair up or talk to someone who's had the experience so that you can know where you're going. Talk to a plant person, man. There's so much wisdom out there, and you don't have to subject yourself to botanophobia. You don't have to go into a plant-based experience with all of this fear. There are knowledgeable people out there. Communication is the best it's ever been. So talk to some people, look at some videos, look at my videos, but there are other videos out there that will bring you into a state where you can make a better informed decision as to which plant would be best for you at the stage that you're in now. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our little tidbit on the metaphysical psychic gift of claircognizance, clear knowing, the 7th chakra, the spiritual center of your crown. This is Arzu Mountain Spirit coming to you all the way from Southern Belize. You have been listening to Mountain Spirit Speaks. We are the show that really cares about your health. I'm over here talking all about your natural health and the healing powers that are inherent in nature that you have a right to. You're entitled to it. So claim them. Educate yourself. Learn about these things. That's why I'm here. I'm not going to say it too much. If you like the show, let us know that you like it by clicking that like button right there. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. By the way, thank you so much. We have listeners in Canada, in Ireland, in Mexico, of course, Belize, Jamaica. We're in South America. I love what's happening. Oh, in China. We just gained China this past week. So thank you all very much. Subscribe, encourage your friends, tell others about what's going on here. This is Arzu Mountain Spirit saying, love you.